Nome e cognome.
Stéphane Peterhansel.
Descrivi in poche parole cosa hai fatto per Yamaha.
Oof, I did all my career of motobiker with Yamaha. It means I did a 10 Rally Dakar with 6 victories. I was 11-time French champion of Enduro. I was 2 times world champion of Enduro. I won approximately all the rally red in all around the world. So it means a rally of Tunisia, Morocco, Abu Dhabi, Brazil, and also a very long one. It was Paris, Moscow, Peking, finish in China. And I think that's all. I won also 5 times, this is a record, the 6 days of Enduro, ISDE.
Cos'è per te Yamaha?
For me, Yamaha, it's a brand with innovation, but also quality. It means that Yamaha, when I was young, I watched always Yamaha involved in competition. It was also not a MotoGP in this time. It was a Grand Prix, speed Grand Prix with a 500 two-stroke. It was a motocross, involved in motocross, different kind of competition on super dynamic brand.
Sei pronto per questa intervista?
I think I'm ready.
Iniziamo. Lei ha vinto 6 Dakar in moto, tutte con Yamaha. Cosa ha rappresentato Yamaha per il giovane Peterhansel che affrontava il deserto per la prima volta?
Well, I think that what represents Yamaha for me when I crossed I did the first Dakar, it was the serious of the company. I remember when I was young, I followed the Dakar in the TV, and always when I followed the Dakar in the TV, I saw the Yamaha. It was a 500 XT in this time, a long time ago, but always at the end of the race with never technical problems. So for me, it was really the brand super strong, able to across all the world.
C'è un ricordo, magari non legato a una vittoria, che conserva con più affetto della sua avventura in Yamaha?
I think for sure I have a lot of memories with Yamaha, the victory, like you said, but maybe it's not the most important thing. But I met a people. He was the president of Yamaha France, Mr. Jean-Claude Olivier, and he was like a father for me. So probably this is what I remember the more during all my career, because he helped me to progress. He opened the book of the competition because he was president of Yamaha, but also competitors. And he explained to me how to ride a motorcycle, how to try to win the race. He gave me also all what I need for racing. So the best motorcycle, but best mechanics, best assistance, and I had everything from this guys. He was Jean-Claude Olivier, and for me, he was really like a father. This is my best memory with Yamaha.
Anche negli anni 90, Yamaha era all'avanguardia nelle moto da rally. In cosa le Yamaha dell'epoca facevano davvero la differenza nel deserto?
Well, I think that the key in the 80s for Yamaha to win the Dakar was the durability of the bike. Because to have the fastest bike but not enough strong, it's not really good if you want to win the Dakar. For example, the Dakar, for me, the main key is never stopped. Never stopped due to a technical problem. So Yamaha, for that, was the best. And after, the Yamaha, for me, on the Dakar was with a good performance, but what was really important, it was a bike really predictable. It means that the engine was with a good power, but not too much aggressive, and really easy to control the throttle. And also the same with the frame and the suspension. It was super comfortable, good quality, and it was possible to feel the reaction before the danger. Some bikes are maybe little bit faster, but with really a reaction that you are no possibility to control. And the key was also to have a bike performance but easy to ride. It was the key of Yamaha.
Se dovesse paragonare l'innovazione di Yamaha nelle moto da rally con quella che ha visto nel mondo delle auto negli ultimi anni, quali differenze e affinità troverebbe?
When I started the Dakar, it was all the big evolution was done. It's mean that engine with water cooling, brake with a disc, suspension with a monocross. So everything was there. But I think the bigger difference that now everything is with better level. So engine with more performance for sure, but suspension really more progressive, and it's possible to have a suspension super comfortable for the small impact, but also able to have really a big jump and control for the hard impact. This is a big difference. The brake, for sure, the diameter of the brake is much bigger now and really stronger. But for example, the size of the wheels still the same. 30 or 40 years ago, in off-road, it was 18 in the rear and 21 in the front. And compare the car, for example, we had more evolution. Now the car, racing car, in the Dakar especially, the size is 2 times bigger than 40 years ago. Not in a bike, it's still the same. And there is much more electronic on the car, for example, that we have not really in an off-road motorcycle. We start to have a control traction, but not a lot of electronic like in the car. So I think that we improve a lot of part on the motorcycle, but it's not a revolution of the technology.
Yamaha è un marchio che abbraccia anche musica e nautica. In una gara come la Dakar, dove ci si isola dal mondo, c'è stato un momento in cui avrebbe voluto portarsi dietro una Yamaha diversa?
The day in the Dakar is super long. We started at 6 in the morning and finished sometime at 6 p.m. So 10 hours on the motorcycle. And what we need, or what I need, it's listen to music. And from Yamaha, I have a high quality of headset Yamaha, and I'm really quiet in a tent, and I can relax with the headset of Yamaha. For sure, this is a toy that I take always with me.
Nella sua esperienza, ha mai percepito la filosofia Yamaha? Il senso di equilibrio tra tecnica, emozione e spirito umano, anche al di fuori della competizione?
Yeah, sure. Since the beginning, I saw that inspiration of the engineer was really with a high level, but it was always a mix between conservative and innovation, but with a control of the people. And also the look of the bike, I was always surprised, and it's something that concerning the human, you have a pleasure to see it. So yeah, I feel really the not the strategy, but the spirit of Yamaha.
La Dakar non si vince solo con il gas, ma con il lavoro di squadra. Quanto era forte il senso di fiducia e protezione che sentiva nel team Yamaha nei suoi anni da pilota?
It was really quick. The relation with the team, and especially with the engineer at the beginning, was directly super strong, because when I started to develop the bike, the prototype for the Dakar, I started to discuss with the engineer, and I had directly the feeling that we spoke exactly the same language. You know, when I say the suspension hydraulic is too light, or rebound it's too low, or it was really easy to understand what I say to the engineer. So it's mean that we create a relationship really strong together. And I saw directly that when I asked something in one direction, just a few days after, I had what I want. And so it was really important for the engineer. And after, with the mechanics, it was a little bit the same. When you start a race, every morning, you need to have a bike like a brand new bike with a good service. And my mechanics never forgot to fix the bolt or never forgot to change the filter. And I need to say that if I had a lot of results like I had in the past, it was because I never had a technical problem. And the trust was super strong between the team and the rider.
In un contesto estremo come il rally raid, dove la fatica può far vacillare tutto, come si costruisce e si mantiene la fiducia reciproca tra pilota, meccanici e ingegneri?
What was super important for me, it was to spend the time with my team, not only on the competition. For example, you go to the restaurant together. I know some riders, they never share a time with the mechanics or with engineers. They stay between rider and mechanics, eat in another table. For me, it was never like that. I was always with my mechanics for the dinner, but also we try to do some sport together when we have a free times. And I need to say that again today, I had contact with my old engineers since more than 30 years. We speak together maybe 5 or 6 times during the year. And one of my mechanics, still one of my best friends. We go together in sometime in holiday. So it means that during my career, I had really a super close relationship with my team.
Ha corso con diversi marchi, ma il suo nome resta legato a Yamaha. Che tipo di rapporto umano si è creato con le persone di questo grande costruttore?
But it was a little bit the same answer that I did before, because I spoke about the relationship that I keep with my whole team on the mechanics. And like I said, it's really important that to share different activities, but not only working together. We need to work together with the best quality of work from everyone. But after that, we need to have to share some different moments, like ride a motorcycle for the pleasure together, or to do some activities. And yes, this is not only in one way. We need to have a connection in the two way to have a good spirit between the people.
Yamaha ha sempre puntato sull'aspetto umano dei suoi rapporti, anche con i clienti. Crede che questo tocco umano abbia fatto la differenza anche nel deserto?
I'm completely sure that to create like a family around the event or around the competition, it's really also one of the key of the success. And we can feel with Yamaha that when they support a rider, they try to help him not to the end, but most as possible. And there is really it's not like a number. For Yamaha, the rider is not like a number. I take you if you are good, but if you start to be a little bit not enough fast, we change. Yamaha, it was never like that. And what I feel, it was never like that. And I like since the beginning the spirit of Yamaha. And especially in France, it was really like that. They keep some rider from the speed race for 20 years. And for me, for example, I started in 87, and I keep always one foot in the company. So I feel really like a big family, and this is not a question, this is really the reality.
Quando si attraversano dune e pietraie per migliaia di chilometri, è difficile parlare di entusiasmo nel senso classico. Ma c'è stato un momento in gara in cui ha provato una gioia pura, quasi infantile?
But for me, it was a dream to do the Dakar at the beginning, because when I follow it on the TV, I was super impressed about the landscape. And what is it's most emotional for me, it's to be alone at the middle of nowhere, and especially with a bike, because if you do the same with a car, you are inside the cockpit, you have a co-driver, but with a bike, you feel everything. It means that if it's cold, you feel cold. If it's hot, you feel hot. If there is a sandstorm, you feel the sand on your face. And when you are alone at the middle of the desert, you feel that you are nothing. You are a little bit afraid, and there is a lot of emotion. So for me, what I dream, it was to be at the middle of the desert. So this is what I keep in my mind, to be a small thing at the middle of the desert.
Se potesse rivivere una tappa sola, una qualunque tra tutte le sue Dakar in moto con Yamaha, quale sceglierebbe e perché?
It was in '95. I was fighting for the victories, and I had a big crash. My bike was a little bit damaged, the race foot was a little bit destroyed. And when I stopped to the refueling, I used the tools to repair the race foot, and it was forbidden. So I took 30 minutes of penalty after protest from the other competitors. And during 2 days, my morale was really down. And after I say, no, it's not possible to finish the second. I need to fight. And I remember it was a long stage, 500 or 600 kilometers, really technical in the Black Forest in Africa. And I started the morning full attack, but really full attack. I took all the risk during this day, and I won more than 40 minutes in a second rider. On this day, I had the feeling that nothing can happen for me. I was on the control with the bike. The bike was perfect. The setup of the bike was perfect. I was perfect on the bike. And it was a stage of my life. It was, I don't remember the day, but it was during the Dakar 95.
Lei ha vissuto l'evoluzione dalle moto leggere e spartane alle maxi enduro tecnologiche. Come vede il futuro dell'avventura su due ruote secondo lo spirito Yamaha?
Alors, for sure, for the safety, we need more securities, but I am from the old generation, so if you speak about adventure bike, I like to have not too much electronic on the control electronic of traction or something like that, because if you decided, for example, to cross around the world and you are at the middle of nowhere, and if you have a problem with the technology, with a captor, with a sensor, and it starts to be really complicated to repair at the middle of the desert. So for sure, in one direction, it's really interesting to have more safety. But if you want to continue to cross the world with a really simple bike, this is not easy to have both. This is why, for example, with the T7, we have not too much electronic, and this still a bike really for the open space, really easy to repair if you are at the middle of nowhere, but it's not possible to go against the future on the technology.
Oggi si parla anche di rally raid elettrici. Pensa che Yamaha, con la sua visione tecnica e filosofica, possa portare qualcosa di unico anche in questo nuovo mondo?
It can be an interesting direction for off-road, for the daily road, if you go to walk, electric solution. But for me, I think for the Dakar, for example, to race with an electric motorcycle, it's not possible due to the distance that you need to do every day. The stage on the Dakar, it's between 300 to 600 kilometers with a refueling maximum each 250 kilometers in a really complicated conditions, soft sand. It means that soft sand, you use more energy. And with the actual size of the battery, you are not able to do more than 50 kilometers. It means that you need to stop 5 times to join the next refueling, so it's not possible. But for the normal off-road used, like enduro or motocross, I'm sure that Yamaha, if they decided to go in this direction, they will find the best technical solution for that. They have a lot of knowledge. And yes, I don't know if this is the direction, but I'm sure that if Yamaha want to do it, they will do it.
Se dovessi parlare con lo Stéphane Peterhansel di inizio carriera, cosa gli diresti?
Follow your dream, but you need to get your dream, you need to work hard and never give up for sure.
Hai vissuto una vita piena di adrenalina. Quali sono le sfide che ti hanno generato più emozioni?
Wow, it's really difficult because when you cross the finish line like a winner on the Dakar, it's a lot of emotion. But 2 months ago, I did a race, motorcycle race. It was in France, enduro of Le Touquet. And in the starting line, we start with 800 competitors in the same line. So it was also a lot of adrenaline. Adrenaline also was when you are alone, like I said before, at the middle of the desert. You feel nothing at the middle of the big desert. You are a little bit scary. So this is a lot of emotion also.
3 parole per descrivere la tua storia con Yamaha.
Oh, it's not easy. It's 3 words. Passion, for sure. Emotion, innovation, and quality. It was 4. Sorry.